for now, it's still a mystery because we do had the 1-1. Both of the teams is just showing off that they deserve to be here on the playoffs, and we haven't seen a match, literally, Butters, that it's like up until the end, it's 50-50. We've seen how Blacklist snowballed, so does Omega, and in their respected games that they won. I'm really wanting to see what else Blacklist International had on their sleeves, because they are the one who punches in terms of the cheese strategy that they had during game number 1. Well, they still have one more to bring it on to Omega, still having here the Selena for the side of Omega. And something to note, this is one hero that has a high win rate for this team that's been used by Hayes.
It's interesting that we are seeing a normal setup in terms of picks here for the side of Blacklist International. A lot of teams aren't really going for this setup anymore. That Yu Zhong and that one good side laner, which is probably the Yu Zhong, a Khalid, or a Thams plus a Cho, or so.
Yeah.
But that certain combination. And as you can see here, for the side of Omega, they really like that Selena just because they have high win rate with that.
It is, and so does the Roger is still open, but I'm not really sure if it's Hadji, but the Ling who did well earlier is still gonna be the pick here for Omega. It's gonna be probably oh, this is a double, not really a double mage setup, but this is just I think this is a deny pick for Blacklist International, because they're getting a side lane Farza that could be able to hold on to the lane, and already removing a specific hero here for Edward. Oh, I guess it's gonna be. It did actually work for them earlier.
Your team is
and it's gonna be a Harriet. Wow, Blacklist International do still have something to put up onto game number 3. In terms of what we've been seeing right now, it's kind of tanky for the side of Blacklist, but we do know Omega. This is a lineup that's gonna have, you will be having a hard time. I mean, you have to dodge a lot of things. If you get hit by an arrow, you would expect at least 2 pops coming from the Feather Air Strike, and that's gonna blow out of your mind.
I thought it was you were going to get hit by a smooth criminal. That's...
I was about to say that, but I don't know if it's gonna work for our viewers to joke around this time already.
I mean,
what?
Just go for it, man.
Yeah.
You're in it for the long run. It's already 11.
It is.
You're in it for the long run, to be honest. So Blacklist International here, banning out that Ruby. Yeah, I guess at this point, at this certain stage of pickings, if they get the Ruby on the other side, that's going to be super stable on their side lane. So you might just want to ban that out.
It is. Well, banning the Ruby and the Cho, yeah, it might actually work. But this is Toshi, and Toshi has a vast pool of heroes on the side lane. He do has his specialty hero like a Freya, but I guess it might not work on this certain lineup. It's gonna be too greedy if they're still gonna go for a Freya here. But what side lane are still open? Basha somehow is open, but I think it's not gonna fit on their lineup. Or it is. Hilda is not even touched here. Both of the teams. We're actually banned, I'm sorry, for Omega. So what's gonna be the tank hero here? Will they gonna go for the Atlas? I guess not. There's something we're lacking here. This is something, a tank, and it's gonna be a Basha. Alright. Was really thinking on that one hard. And Khalid.
Yeah.
Alright.
I've been waiting for a Khalid pick for the longest time now.
It is.
And this is the first time that we're getting it. But Blacklist International going for that Kagura, it's just having a certain hero to answer a certain problem. And like it, just because Kagura deals with Farza easily, he might not take down Farza, but Farza is always forced to go out of the Feather Airstrike and just go to wings by wings.
Yes, it is. But is it the first time that we've seen Full Clip gonna be using the Harriet? I think this is the first time. they did pull up a Harriet on him. He usually used Lancelot, Ling, Roger. He used actually a carry once, a Claude once or twice, but this is the first time for the Harriet. And Edward, well, he's actually known to use the Kagura. Most of the time, he go for the flame shot. And this is a very standard heroes aside from full clip, I guess. But wow.
Wow.
I guess in terms of the laning phase, I think both has punches. But I'm really excited on how Full Clip used this Harriet. I think this is going to be a game changer for Blacklist. If Full Clip could be able, well, he actually has this support, the Kagura. And both of them are level 4 dependent to be able to maximize their potential. I mean, Zaman Force together with the Yin Yang Overturn. Both of those things gonna be only work when they're on level 4. Of course, that's their ultimate. But will Omega be the one to punch here since they already had the Selena available? And that's an early vengeance.
Yeah, and Killer here going very aggressive against a Courtesy. Oh!
Oh my god.
And that is one takedown that you do not want to give.
Yes, you don't want to do that. I mean, level 1 Khalid is too strong, let alone he has an Execute.
If you can dodge one of those slashes, that could be good, but if you're gonna take all 3, Courtesy had an Execute.
Yes.
You rarely see that. But at that chosen time, to be honest, Killer shouldn't really have, dueled him. The Execute is just way too strong on a duel.
Exactly. And in the cooldown of that Desert Tornado was just too quick, let alone he actually has the passive.
Right now he can fight.
Yes,
now he can
because
fight.
there is no. But so does Cortese because he could just heal off the damage coming from the TAMs.
Yeah, and as you can see, Keith here being very aggressive, and the arrow will connect. It will hit that. It will hit Esson, to be honest, and 2 members are gonna go down. He's here. Oh my goodness, he went in, and this might be the fight that Blacklist International didn't want to take.
Yes, indeed. But I guess they do have a return kill here. Had GC taken down 2 members. That's Full Clip, and so does Esson. Toshi just left out here on the top lane. And what actually happened is that I really like the Revitalize, like Gillette instant replay. You've seen they tossed out, or rather ejector out Basha, but it just went straight into the Revitalize, healing and sustaining a little bit of damage coming from Blacklist. That's the reason why it's been prolonged that long. That's too long, a lot of long words. But yeah, HGC is the one who left out with a more favorable in terms of the kill. I guess Omega gonna take it one way or another.
Yep, and clearly, the real winner of that certain skirmish was Haji.
It is.
Haji got a lot of kills. Haji got 2 kills out of that. Full Clip, yes. A lot of teammates died here to the side of Omega as well. But Full Clip, he didn't get any XP for that. He didn't get any assist for that.
Definitely, yes, no assist. But Butters, this is something to know. I mean, Harriet is actually strong, but only if he could be able to secure his buffs. And he already doesn't have his purple because it's been stolen by Haji. And now we've been seeing the Harriet has been starving off with buffs once again. We've seen this on the Zaman Forest, and let alone he only gets this orange buff. And it's actually giving him a hard time. He's just getting a simple buff right now.
And clearly, you can see the struggle. You don't see the struggle in terms of the damage. You see the struggle in terms of mana.
Exactly.
How many skills did he use to just secure that certain buff? And while that was happening, the turtle was at half-life already.
Yes, and now it's looks like Haji is just getting the farm that he needs. We're able to secure the turtle. Oh my god, it has one more. It's gonna go once again. Is the Execute available? It is.
Yes, the Execute is available. And at this point, I think Killer has the upper hand. Because if you think about it, he still has the Vengeance. The Execute is there. But in terms of just healing, as long as Killer looks out for his HP right here, Courtesy has the sustain going on for his side. But if they go for a 1v1, I think Killer has the potential to win as long as he has enough damage and does not stop going for Courtesy.
Yes. So this one here on bottom lane is definitely like a stalemate. But what is Omega is working on right now is basically their top lane, and they're aiming it right now, or rather, they actually knew their power spike, and they're very strong on the late game as well, and they are on the commanding lead. Probably Omega, they just don't want to mess around. They just have to add GC to farm and just wait for it.
And as you can see, there is another kill on Killer.
And that's the power of an Execute.
As long as you don't use the Current Inferno just to regen, you are asking to be taken down at that point, and Execute makes it possible. I mean, the Execute pick right now, it could have looked sketchy in the early stages of the game, but right now it makes more sense. And that takedown made it have more sense in the first place.
It is. And now Omega striking the first turret down for Blacklist International. And so that's onto the top lane. It's gonna be almost the same one on the second game. It's that Blacklist International slowly losing their map control. They're losing all their advantages, and still we're not seeing the light of day here for the Harriet to be able to hold on this already on the mid game. He actually needs to shine here, because if it isn't, it's gonna be a hard climb for Aqua to be able to pull up this Yuzhong on the late game.
And Full Clip is getting hurt in terms of capability. The limits for him are set in a way where you cannot get your purple buff.
It is.
He can get his purple buff even if he fought for it, just because look at the difference in terms of Haji and Full Clip right now. Haji is at level 10, Full Clip is at 7. How do you fight?
Yes, they do fight. That's the ejector for Haze, a very timingly, and I guess Blacklist International would want to extend their lead here, and I guess not. Still, 3,000 lead for Omega. That's a fairly good pickup for Blacklist International butters. But look at the items that Omega had right now. Bloodless Axe already available for the Khalid. So does a Clack of Destiny for the Farsa. Now, on the other hand, I guess it's almost the same. But the Harriet is the one starving and the damage. He actually not be able to get this Calamity Reaper. It's already been 7 minutes in, and Killer just got the revenge he needs on the Khalid.
Yes, and Calamity Reaper for Full Clip. At least he got his first item. Cooldown reduction, extra damage by using his skills. It can't get better than that for a Harith. But right now, they are fighting for this blue buff with their life. They want Full Clip to be enabled here onto their side. But look at the collapse that Omega is doing here. It's either you protect that or you protect your middle lane turret. And then it's going to hurt if Blacklist didn't protect their mid lane turret, and they can get their purple buff, and Omega just takes it all.
It is. Oh my, this is a very hard match for Full Clip. This is the first time we've seen Full Clip on the Harriet, and it's not doing very good for the team of Blacklist International. It's not definitely his fault. It's all because Omega know where the Harriet strength lies.
Amazing situation for Omega. Terrible situation for Blacklist International.
Yes, very terrible. I guess the thing is, I mean, winning condition wise, I guess Blacklist International, they have their hands on the Yuzhong. This is still very early. There's no Lord yet. They could be able to pull this through if they could somehow get a pick-off. Probably Aqua could just go in with a Black Dragon, killing Toshi.
That was so good. Oh my.
It is.
That was so good for the side of Omega. They just forced the bites, and that's not good.
That's not good, because that is at GZ. Look at here, but the Cyclone Eye might actually save Haze life here. And there, Full Clip, look at here, zoning out, but Haze was still taken down on the back lanes by Yuzhong. Azon looking for an ejector, but he's been slowed. He cannot be able to touch or at least get near hit. And now it's time for retribution for Omega. They're going in.
And look at that. Blacklist International. Erratic. They have a very erratic placement into this fight. At times, you expect them to just come back from, just get all the kills that they can. But sometimes they look like they're in a very grim position.
Yes, grim as it is. But I guess Blacklist International would take that slight lead, not really lead. At least they're coming back, bouncing back onto this game. Now, another purple buff. Omega knows this, and they really trying their best to cancel it out for the Harriet.
A full clip here, getting hugged out by Heath. And look at the damage output that full clip is doing. He's doing 0. Nada. No damage at all. That is one of the things that you really have to look out here if you're Blacklist International. But here comes the fight. And every single buff that comes out for the side of Blacklist International, it turns into a slugfest.
Yes, it turns really into a slugfest, and Killer just died right off the bat. But full clip was seen, has actually been seen, but the Examiner Force will be there to use, but the arrow from Hayes will hit and connect, and together,
and he dies.
He dies. That Feather Airstrike from Toshi is well worth it. He actually died because of the combo coming from the Kagura, but he did manage to kill full clip. It's not only not getting his buff, he's also dying in the process as well.
Okay, Blacklist International, clearly they're showing signs of life. They can fight this. But full clip right now, their star, their carry, he cannot do anything. There is so little teamfight capability here for the side of Blacklist International going up against Omega.
It is.
And it seems to me that Blacklist International doesn't want to fight as much as possible.
It is.
Omega, what they're doing is they're forcing fights, and they have the clear potential to just win every team fight just because they have the force on their side.
Exactly, and so does the Selena. Look at that. That arrow just connected to Esson, and he just vanished right off there. But what is really happening right now is that, yes, full clip is literally not doing well, but Edward somehow is the one who's shining. Look at it. It's already 4-0 KD, 4-0 here on this Kagura, and it looks like he is the one who is being the mage carry here for Blacklist International. That's a 4-0-1 KDA. He's not dying even once. So that's Aqua. I think these two players will be the hope for Blacklist International here in this game number 3.
And Esson here, if he was another tank, he could have gone for the flicker there, but he knew that they didn't really have that potential. And there is a chance that Toshi could hit him with a flame shot in the process. And that could really mean trouble for the side of Blacklist International. Right now, for Blacklist International, they're saving all their resources. Everything is up onto the side of Blacklist International. The only thing down here is that Yin Yang overturn.
Yes, that Yin Yang overturn. Edward tried to get that purple buff using the flame shot. Now, it looks like Omega is confident to get this first Lord of the game. But Blacklist International do know what's been happening, and they're hearing this one. But the zoning coming from Omega, they did stop killing the Lord. It's just going ham. Esson barely alive, ladies and gentlemen. Aqua chasing down Haze. His Black Dragon is already been done and over. He might actually fall here, as he is too deep into the base of Omega, and that is something Omega wants. Just one, I think that's a 1 for HP left for the Lord.
Yeah.
That
is one of the unspoken weaknesses of Yu Zhong. Yu Zhong is a strong hero, don't get me wrong. But the thing is, if your team cannot match your backline potential, the way that you break into the backline, and you cannot really fight them head on, Yu Zhong is gonna get left behind.
Exactly. It's all, I guess, it's Heat been doing great in zoning out the rest of Blacklist. That's the reason there's no follow-up from the Black Dragon that Aqua did make. And Killer just did die there. So does. Now, it's going to be a hard defense for Blacklist International, and this might be a tower down.
There is the charge, ladies and gentlemen. Here comes the siege. Esson here in the middle of everything. Curtsy getting thrown back. And that is the Lord hitting that turret. Turret is still healthy. Haji onto the top lane, taking down that turret silently. He's like a thief in the night, just trying to steal that turret away from the side of Blacklist International. Feathered Airstrike will force everyone to go back. There is no full commit here onto the side of Blacklist International. Onto the bottom lane, Curtsy is making his way. They want to end this game as early as 15 minutes. The thing right now is it's really hard to end games at the 15 before the 15-minute mark, but right now they want to make the most of it. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. This is a prime siege coming out from Omega.
Yes, Prime indeed. Taking down all base turrets here for Blacklist International, and we're now showing you the items that been used there by Omega. Look at that. Hadji almost locked on his items, just barely removing the boots. So does everyone, even the Khalid. Look at that. Oh my god, and look at how Basha, that's the reason why he's so tanky. There's already had the Dominance Eyes, Athena's, and of course the Courageous Mask just been used offensively for Blacklist International. Now, I guess Blacklist International still holding on onto this game,
yeah.
but they cannot be able to bring down. Look
absolutely.
at how Toshi died there.
Edward!
So does
Goodness
Edward.
gracious, and Blacklist International, they think this is the fight that they can take. There's no Forza in any way.
Yes, and so does
But they go back.
They go back. Kagura, arrow hit onto Killer. They're not gonna go with it. Now, it's just a holding game for Blacklist International. What's gonna be their winning condition right now? Probably they do a YOLO play to get to the Lord, but they have this Hadji
And they got Aqua.
Aqua might be definite. Dragon Tail already knock up one hero. That's gonna be Haze. Still alive here, ladies and gentlemen. Arrow will not connect the second time around, and still no one died. But the pressure that Omega is giving Blacklist International is superb. I mean, it's gonna be hard for Blacklist
It's gonna
to
be
come
hard
back for this game.
It's difficult. It's going to be a gargantuan task. It's kind of minuscule right here for the side of Omega to just answer the pressure that Blacklist is trying to give them in a way. And as you can see here, there is no map anymore for the side of Blacklist International.
Yes.
Everything that the light touches, it's on Omega's side.
Barely even outer turret for Omega been destroyed. I mean, every outer turret still alive, and that's how commanding Omega is. I mean, in terms of the gold, it's just 8,000, but how Omega controls the whole map is really what sticks here on game number 3. Blacklist International, they're blindly playing this game. They know that the Lord will be respawning in the next 5 seconds, but still, they are still trying to figure out if they will contest this one, because Omega is one of the teams that knows how to play well in the Lord pit.
And as you can see, Heath is starting with that Lord while everyone is trying to pull back Eson to where he belongs, and that means the base. And they get Eson. Eson gets locked. Immortality has been popped. I don't think Eson is escaping this in any way. Well, he did!
He did!
Wow!
He did!
Well, he did have the
live.
flicker. He did have the flicker.
Exactly, but they know that the Jawhead just went home. He doesn't have a flicker, and somehow the Black Dragon has been used. So this is a go signal for Omega to take down the Lord.
And the Black Dragon is here, but it doesn't really matter. Cyclone Eye used to get back. No immortality for Eson. Costly contest there. You didn't really had any chance of contesting in the first place. Might as well in full clip. If Toshi just had that flame shot, that could have been one dead full clip.
Exactly. Just an arrow and a feather air strike. Man, that was how strong Toshi right now in terms of the magical damage this force has been dealing with. But now the Lord marching into the base of Blacklist. Can they be able to hold this one? Zaman Force, this is gonna be the Hail Mary play coming from Blacklist International. Aqua already didn't die. One slash coming from Haji. Killer will be down, so does full clip. Even almost the team for Blacklist almost dying there, but the base will go down as well, and one game away for Omega to close this series.
Omega is at match point. Omega clearly